backstory is the Christmas prior, they kind of took off with the reindeer. They lit the chimney when Santa was coming down. They were going around impersonating Mrs. Claus and causing havoc. And, Santa was so fed up that the current Christmas, he's like, I'm not even going to bother stopping at the house. You don't even get a lump of coal. You don't get any satisfaction. So, yeah, that's pretty much the premise of the story. And, yeah, it's, just something that I came up with when I was thinking about, I had already had the music done for this. And I was like, what story can I tell over this music? And it's kind of the story I created and put it in the song. So, yeah.
Miss Claus takes those impersonators very seriously.
She was not happy at all.
The Desert Tiger Podcast.
All right, Ambush. And today we are joined by a maritime-based R&B singer, songwriter who, she is bringing the spirit this holiday season with a 6-track EP entitled Where You At, Santa. We are diving in it, all behind it here today with my good friend, Reeny Smith. Reeny, how's it going?
Can't complain, my friend. It's going pretty well over here.
Hey, I mean, 'tis the season. And I mean, I know myself, I'm a holiday fan here. It sounds like, from what I can tell, you're a pretty big one yourself.
I am. Christmas season has always been huge for my family. And, aside from, the whole commercial aspect of Christmas, it's just we all come together. People come from away who moved away from home. And, it's just a time for us to get together and laugh and joke and kind of relive our childhood in a way. So, yeah, it's always a fun time. And I will say I'm a sucker for a good Hallmark Christmas movie.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
There's always the commercialism of it, but I love how you go into it. As one of those children that did move away and does have to come back for Christmas myself. I understand
right
the exact of that. It maybe as a kid, the toys and everything else is part of it, but afterwards it's the family, it's the food, it's the memories, right?
Right.
Hey.
Absolutely.
All right. And of course, you mentioned the glory of the Christmas Hallmark movies. We're in that season right now. The channels are going hard. And of course, I have to ask, what exactly about the holidays inspired this EP?
Yeah, like I said, I've always just enjoyed this season. But aside from that, Christmas music is some of the best music. Aside from, of course, the traditionalism of it, I find that, when you talk about classic songs, there's so many that are directly related to Christmas that it's like, well, geez, it's not really just about the holidays, but these songs are legit special in terms of their composition and the lyrics and the way they're written. So for me, it's just another way to express myself musically as well. Just tying in my love for music and my love for this season. It's pretty easy decision. And also coming from a business standpoint, Christmas comes every year. So hopefully this thing keeps selling.
It's evergreen, right?
Absolutely.
Hey, I mean, it's one of those things there's business to it, like we mentioned, a little bit of commercialism, but at the same time, getting that good vibes out into the world too.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
So when did this project start for you?
It's kind of hard to say exactly when. I think one song was written almost 4 years ago now. And at that time, I had no intention of releasing any type of Christmas project. The song just existed pretty much. And then over time, I'd go to camps or I'd be inspired in any particular day to just write something seasonal. And I had these collection of songs, and then I was like, oh, I might as well, release them and put them on a project. I added some traditional songs in there, but it's been an ongoing thing for a while now and kind of just organically created itself over time.
Hey, like you said, Christmas comes every year, so that inspiration.
For sure. For sure.
Awesome. And of course, there's 4 original tracks and 2 covers. So one thing that I would love to dive into first off is the decision for the two covers here. So why did you specifically choose the two songs that you chose in Little Drummer Boy and Silent Night?
Well, Little Drummer Boy was actually inspired by my brother. He and I are very close in age, and we grew up. Our parents had us in music lessons. And my brother was a drummer. So to me, he's always been the little drummer boy. So when I decided to put out this EP, I was like, that would be fun. You know, we perform it live. My brother can play the drums, and it'll just be a little fun thing that we do. So yeah, that was the inspiration behind that song. And I know that I performed that song before in past Christmas events. It's always been one that I think you can have a little bit of fun with. So I just kind of wanted to reimagine it in a way that maybe people might not have heard it before. And so, you know, you hear like a traditional snare drum. We did an a cappella version, so there's no musical instrumentation in terms of melodic instruments, just voices. And tried to, you know, take my own spin on bending the melody a little bit, just make it as fresh and unique as I could. And then added some African percussion for some character and texture, and really bringing a different spin and my own take to it. I love how it came out. There's a super cool video project that's coming out with it that I can't wait for people to see. And yeah, that's pretty much how Little Drummer Boy made the project. Shout out to my brother for the inspiration.
Shout out for sure. And
Absolutely.
like you mentioned earlier, the composition of these Christmas songs is one of the most powerful things that goes into it, because for a song to be able to last for that long, like it has to have, like, you know, it's got to be listenable. It's got to have something that can connect with people. And one thing that I really love about this track you mentioned is the a cappella version of it, where you sort of take that composition of the song, but then you take the beauty of the human voices and the choir, right?
Right. Yeah, for me, that was super important, especially when you know the song's been recorded so many times, so many different variations of the song that you can find. I wanted to, you know, just find something that's like, there's nothing else that sounds like this. My version of Little Drummer Boy is completely unique. And I think I kind of pulled it off in that sense. I can't think of anything that sounds remotely close to it in terms of that song. So, you know, I'm super happy with how it came out. And, you know, it's funky, it's fresh. Like you said, you get to hear the natural beauty of how voices sound together and kind of build. You know, we always think that energy comes from having big instrumentation and, you know, lots of people playing and loud. But no, that can just come from the beauty of music itself. You know, it's energetic, it's fun, it's fresh. So yeah. Kind of a different spin.
Absolutely, for sure. And you mentioned there's a video coming our way very soon. I believe December 8th. So very, very soon, like 2 days of when we're recording this interview. Yep. Probably out by the time this interview is out into the world. So go ahead and watch it right now. There will be a link in the description of the show. Do it. Hit it up. So take us behind the shoot here. What was it like to shoot this music video?
This was a very interesting shoot. Well, if it's already out, I guess I can spoil it because people will be able to see it now. So, we kind of had this concept, because the song organically, the way that's structured, you know, it's solo drums and then vocals come in. Later on, you hear African percussion. Then there's like this choir that comes in at the end and the song ends. So we wanted to, visualize that concept of things happening in real time. So how we did the shoot, it was all live off the floor. We sang it performed it live off the floor and recorded it all in one shot, which is pretty scary.
Yeah.
But you know, it worked out. So it kind of starts off just as organically as the recording does. It's a shot of my brother who's playing the drum. And then as time goes on, as things start to happen musically, people are revealed. So I'll be revealed with my other singers, and then the African percussionists are revealed. The choir is revealed by the end, and it's just this big, organic, I want to say explosion of people. But by the end, there's a cute little gang of us at the end, and it's super, super cool. Super surprised that we were able to pull it off. I think it took us 2 takes to get the perfect one, which, you know, I thought would be impossible to even get one decent one, but video-wise and also musically, it came together so good, and I'm super proud of it.
Wow. as you say, like second try, there's so much that like could go wrong, like so much margin for error, right?
So much. So much. But I think, that's what my dad meant when he said you need to work with professionals. Kind of makes it easier.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's sometimes investing the money is, worth every dime.
Sometimes it's worth it. I agree.
Absolutely. And of course, there are 4 original tracks on this EP as well. So what were some of the energies, some of these holiday spirits that you tried to capture here?
Yeah. Gratitude was a huge theme for me with this project. My song Dear Santa talks all about being thankful for what you have at the holiday season, especially because for a lot of people, it's not the best time of the year. It's depressing. It can be sad. So, one thing that my parents always tried to teach me when I was young is really be thankful for the things you have, because at any given point, everything can be taken away from you. You never really know. So for me, in this season that I'm in my life, I'm just trying to be really thankful and grateful for the things I have. I still have my parents, still have my siblings. We're still all tight, and that stuff means a lot, especially for people who maybe aren't in the same, situation that I'm in. So I tried to express that through the songs. And I think Dear Santa really talks about that. And so it's really personal in terms of where I am in my life. Also, another song on the EP is called December, which is super interesting because I wrote it with 2 other writers, both of which have never celebrated Christmas in their life. They don't know anything about it. Yeah, they've never celebrated Christmas in their life. It's something that's super foreign to them. And when I brought up the idea, they were totally on board because they were like, okay, well, this is our chance to kind of imagine what it would be like. So we came together, I shared my experience with Christmas, and then they shared kind of what they would see commercially. You'd see commercials and movies and maybe, the odd news clippings or whatever. But yeah, we called it December because, it's obviously the season where Christmas starts. And, I kind of let them take the lead in terms of what they thought Christmas would be about. And we came up with this beautiful song and, it just talks about what they would imagine Christmas to be like. And it has a beautiful melody and, definitely one of my favorites from the EP.
That is, wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I need to go back and rewatch this lyric video now. And you should watch it too, fans.
Watch it.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Definitely should.
For sure.
And of course, another track I would love to dive into quickly is, of course, the title track to this EP. The sort of, technically the first single, because Dear Santa came last year.
Yeah.
But the first single of this year, getting this EP kicked off right, is Where You At, Santa. Very modern track here. Take us behind the song. What does it mean to you, Reeny?
I wanted to add a little bit of humor to the project as well. I will confess, I am a huge joker. I love to tell weird, funny, crazy stories, some that may be true, some that may not be true. Not to say I'm a fibber, but I just like to, share what's going on in my brain sometimes. So for this song, I kind of wanted to make a fun song in terms of, the music being something you can dance to, groove to a little bit, but also I wanted to take some liberties with making the storyline a little bit quirky and funny. So I wanted to talk about an adult's relationship with Santa Claus in terms of, how we always tell kids, oh, if you're naughty, you're going to get a lump of coal. If you're nice, you're going to get the present that you want. So I wanted to approach that, but with an adult relationship with coming to terms with their naughty or niceness.
Mm-hmm.
And so, the story just talks about someone who's super naughty. Backstory is the Christmas prior, they kind of took off with the reindeer. They lit the chimney when Santa was coming down. They were going around impersonating Mrs. Claus and Cousin Havoc. And, Santa was so fed up that the current Christmas, he's like, I'm not even going to bother stopping at the house. You don't even get a lump of coal. You don't get any satisfaction. So yeah, that's pretty much the premise of the story. And yeah, it's, just something that I came up with when I was thinking about, I had already had the music done for this. And I was like, what story can I tell over this music? And it's kind of the story I created and put it in the song. So yeah.
Miss Claus takes those impersonators very seriously.
She was not happy at all. She was not happy.
Not happy at
not
all.
at
But of
all.
course, there's a lot of things about the Christmas season that do bring joy, Reeny. And of course, I'd like to know a few of your favorite things here. So of course, what is your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, okay. So there's a Netflix Christmas movie that I saw maybe 2 years ago called Christmas in Africa that is slowly creeping its way into my top 5. It's still on Netflix, so check it out. It's super cool. But my favorite Christmas movie of all time would have to be what? It's probably Home Alone.
Good choice. Good choice.
One and 2, but 1 preferably.
Both are good. After that,
After that, it doesn't. Yeah, they should have renamed it something else.
Right? Absolutely.
Took a very bad dive. Yeah.
What is your favorite thing on your Christmas dinner table?
Okay, now that's a loaded question because I can't lie. I have to be honest. Christmas dinner in my family is amazing. Every year, it doesn't matter. It's amazing. We always do like a soul food dinner. So it's got to be between the mac and cheese. Mac and cheese. My mom's turkey is amazing. And I don't even like turkey. But I don't know. I got to get the recipe. My mom's turkey is amazing. And my aunt makes the best brownies on the planet. So I'm going to have to go with the brownies. I'm going to have to go with dessert.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Dessert's hard to beat.
Go with dessert. Oh my God, man. Especially when they're freshly baked. Oh man. She makes the best brownies. She makes the best.
Oh, freshly baked's hard to beat.
Oh my God. Warm out of the oven? That is, can't beat it.
Unstoppable.
No.
What is your favorite winter time activity?
Finding the heat. I can't skate. I'm scared to sled. I don't snowboard or anything. I don't do any winter activities. I'm just looking for the warmest place to, chill out and stay out of the cold. Sad.
Don't blame you there at all.
Sad.
I mean, I come from like the coldest part of Canada, and I don't blame you at all. I'm the same way.
I can't deal with it. It's too much.
Oh my goodness. How are your gift wrapping skills?
On a scale of 1 to 10, a 3.5. I've gotten better. Like I would have said a 1 2 years ago, but I started watching the YouTube tutorials. I'm giving my nieces and nephews presents, and it's like, this is just so, like, they already look unwrapped. Like, it's just not as much fun, handing them a present that looks like I got it out of a dumpster. So, I'm working my way up. Hopefully this time next year, I'll be at like a 6 or something.
Hey, progress.
Yeah, well, maybe this year. Maybe this year I'll be at a 6.
Training,
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah.
Still lots of time.
Yeah,
All right.
I have time. I haven't wrapped them yet.
What is your favorite tree decoration?
I'm all about the bulbs. I still help my parents decorate the tree every year. And I can be a little bit possessive. I don't know if they appreciate it or not, but the tree looks bomb. So they should thank me a little bit. I have obsessive ornament placement syndrome. Everything has to be placed perfectly. And the bulbs specifically, like the tree's very color coordinated. So yeah, I'm one of those people.
Hey, it's sometimes, it's got to be on point.
It has to look good. Like, come on.
It's going to be there for a while, right? Like,
Right. People are going to walk in. You don't want to have a lousy tree.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
Charlie Brown tree is great and all, but it's great in Charlie Brown.
Right. Right. Yeah. I want people to be like, oh, wow, what a beautiful tree.
I want to take pictures beside this one.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely. I'm going to do that actually.
This
Put
is
it to
where
my
that's what I was about to say. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
can I take my IG picture beside yo tree? Because my tree is whack.
Right. The tree gets all the likes. I'm just in it.
I'm just in it.
Yeah. This post is really for the tree.
Ah, fantastic. So, of course, we've been talking about some of these things that you're grateful for and otherwise. You mentioned things like family and all of those important things. What are some other things that you are grateful for inside of this world?
Just to be able to do what I love. That definitely means a lot to me. And, to have it actually be successful, it's a very tricky industry and, a lot of people don't really get as far as they would like to. And for me, I've never placed, expectations on it. I just kind of go with the flow and hope that people like what I do as much as I love doing it and, hope it works out. So that's probably something I'm super grateful for. And also, every time I play, I always play gigs with my family and always, bring them along because, we grew up doing it together. So who I am as a musician is very much because of, the experiences that we shared together too. So happy that I get to bring them on shows and we still get to, carry our family everywhere we go. I'm super keen on being surrounded by people who I know and know that have my back. So to be able to, have them with me all the time is great.
Heck yeah. And you mentioned the opportunity to play shows there as well. And for anybody who is watching, who happens to be inside your area, you happen to have a couple holiday shows going on soon. So go ahead and plug before we depart.
Now, I'm not sure exactly what day this is, but
I
Saturday,
believe this
the
will be
10th.
Friday the 9th.
Okay, so tomorrow,
Yeah.
the 10th, if you're in Nova Scotia, Chester area specifically, we'll be at the Chester Legion doing Reeny Family Christmas. It's going to feature a lot of my family members, including my mom and my dad, who I learned everything from about music. So you kind of get to see the origins of, where I started and what that sounded like at home. And it's super fun. We've been doing the family Christmas show for about 3 years now. And it's definitely a highlight for us as well as people who've come every year. So it's the 10th. And then also on the 15th and the 16th, we'll be in Dartmouth and Truro doing the show again. And then I have some other shows coming up with my buddy Carlton Stone. We're going to PEI. We're going to Sydney, Cape Breton. And we're going somewhere else that I'm forgetting right now that I shouldn't be forgetting. But hopefully you saw the poster for it.
Check out her social media so that
It's
you
all
can
on
see
Soch.
the upcoming dates.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Instagram,
that's
Facebook,
it.
all of those wonderful things, right?
Right.
I'll put links in the description to the show below. I'll put little @ things underneath where she is right now. Right now, you will see what her tags are, where to follow her, how to follow her. Go ahead and do so right now, this very moment.
Second.
And
Let's
at this
do it.
very moment, I am so very thankful for you, Reeny Smith, for taking the time to join us here today on the DTP.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
The Desert Tiger Podcast.